For 6
You
seasons,
don't
Friends
understand
mastered
how
the
much
art
this
of turning the
means to me.
smallest situations
I do.
into unforgettable
for
comedy.
you,
And this
always.
Dollhouse episode is a perfect example of that. The episode starts with Monica getting unexpected news. Aunt Sylvia has passed away. Now, normally that would be a sad moment, but the twist is that Aunt Sylvia was apparently a very difficult person. So instead of pure sadness, the family is mostly relieved. And Monica ends up inheriting something she always wanted as a child, the beautiful family dollhouse. And honestly, the dollhouse itself already tells you everything about Monica's personality. It's elegant, perfectly organized, expensive looking, and absolutely untouchable. Monica reveals that when she was younger, she wasn't even allowed to play with it. It existed only to be admired. That tiny detail says so much about why Monica became the perfectionist we know today. Then Phoebe enters the story, and the entire episode instantly changes energy. Phoebe sees the dollhouse not as a decoration, but as a world full of imagination. She arrives carrying random toys and bizarre ideas, including a giant dog that can apparently pee on the roof, an attic ghost, radioactive waste under the house, and an ancient burial ground. And the funniest thing is how seriously Phoebe treats all of it. In her mind, these ideas genuinely improve the house. Meanwhile, Monica is slowly losing control because everything Phoebe adds destroys the
You are
perfect
not gonna
Victorian
believe what happened
aesthetic she's
today.
trying so hard to
No,
protect.
tell us, what
What makes
happened?
this episode brilliant is that neither
Wait,
character
did you
is
see the look on
technically
his
wrong.
face when she said
Monica
that?
wants beauty and order. Phoebe wants creativity and fun. The entire storyline becomes a battle between perfection and imagination. One of the best jokes in the episode is when Phoebe says the house was built on radioactive waste and an ancient burial ground, and Monica replies, "That would never happen." Then Phoebe casually says, "Obviously, you don't know much about the US government." That line is delivered so casually that it becomes even funnier, and then the episode somehow gets even crazier. Phoebe secretly creates her own version of the dollhouse, adding slides instead of stairs, candy furniture, and ridiculous fantasy rooms like the licorice room and the aroma room. Suddenly, everyone becomes more interested in Phoebe's weird version than Monica's expensive original house. That's the moment Monica realizes something important. Perfection isn't always what people enjoy most. Sometimes creativity, randomness, and chaos are way more entertaining. But because this is Friends, the story couldn't end normally. Out of nowhere, there's a fire in the aroma room. Chaos erupts, everyone panics, and the dollhouse gets destroyed. The final reveal of the melted, faster puppets is such classic Friends humor, random, dramatic, and completely ridiculous. What really makes this episode work is the chemistry between Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow. Monica's frustrated reactions mixed with Phoebe's innocent weirdness create comedy that feels effortless. Neither character is trying too hard, and that's why the jokes land so well. This episode may not be one of the most emotional Friends episodes, but it's definitely one of the most creative and underrated comedy storylines in the series. It reminds viewers why Friends became such a massive hit in America. The writers could take something as simple as a dollhouse and turn it into 20 minutes of pure entertainment. Overall, this episode is funny, chaotic, imaginative, and filled with classic Phoebe moments. If you love the weird side of
Don't
Friends,
worry, we'll figure
this
it
episode
out.
is absolutely unforgettable.
Wow, this
My
is
rating for this
incredible.
episode?
I know,
A
right?
strong